Man, oh man, after the meltdown, Hillary Clinton says it is time to put the hammer down because all of these years after stocks and mortgages and the economy itself all fell out of bed, it is high time we haul some corporate execs to jail. Ben Bernanke saying the same thing. He's got a new book out bemoaning the fact that none of these perps have walked, that no one has done time for the crime. And tens of billions of dollars in fines won't do it. A corporate suit stewing in jail cells, the only thing that's going to do it. Well, Hillary and Ben, you better make it a big old jail cell because the way I see it, while you are rounding up those who gunned the system, you might as well round up the folks who provided the gun. That would be Washington, Hillary. Actually, that would be your husband, Hillary. Actually, that would be, you, Hillary. And that would be you too, Ben. Actually, the same Federal Reserve that was also happy to keep pumping the bubble, ignorant of the fact that the bubble was getting bigger. You stoked, and now you want someone else to stew? That is rich. Look, I am not saying the bankers are saints. I'm just saying they ain't the only sinners. If I remember things correctly, Hillary, it was your husband who inspired something noble called the Community Reinvestment Act. Now, his goal was a good one, to make it easier for folks to get mortgages. Barney Frank took it to a whole new level when he and many other Democrats took home ownership from being a goal to darn near a birthright. It was the 1990s. Come on, real estate was king, your home was an ATM, and Washington wanted to make sure that everyone shared in the fun, even if they didn't qualify for the game. So along came what? No-doc loans and zero-down loans and don't bother, just sign here loans. It was fun. It was fast, and like a delirious drug, it was intoxicating. Folks were flipping properties like pancakes, egged on by lenders who were egged on by Washington to keep lending and keep partying. So they packaged those loans and mortgages like the hot properties that they represented. Everyone was buying and no one was warning. Not you, Hillary. Not your husband, Hillary. Not you, Barney Frank. And not you, Ben. Or anyone on the Fed, Ben. In fact, if I remember correctly, you said you rather like these new mortgage-backed securities. Funny then, I don't recall any of you talking about a bubble then. I know, hindsight is always 20/20, but frankly, you are blinding me. Now thinking there's only one culpable party. You egged on banks to do what they did. You pushed more liquor on a party you already knew was out of control. You made financial execs to be the rowdy drunkards when you were the ones providing the free booze. And now you have the audacity to say they should go to jail because they did your bidding? Like I said, these bankers love to make money, but that doesn't mean they were the only ones spreading the sheet. Let's just say they had a hand. So may I offer you guys a finger for trying to deflect attention from a crisis you yourselves helped create and now have the unmitigated nerve to harump others should go to jail. Because I don't hear a peep now, and I didn't then, any of you, when the party was roaring, only when the music stopped, as if you were Nostradamus. Then you started worrying about our assets, when you just seem to be covering your pathetic asses. Really? Really? You know, the good thing about being the residential nerd here at Fox and Fox Business is I covered that. I remember that. Day by day, I remembered what it was like to play Russian roulette until the game stopped and someone got shot. And now you guys have the audacity to say, you warned us all along. Like I said, I was there. You didn't. You lied. Shut up.